all lined up, and it was all she wrote. But let's take a step back real quick, because for the longest time, Charles Oliveira Charles do Bronx has been one of the most thrilling fighters in the entire sport. I mean, his pace, his pressure, as well as his fighting ability. I mean, again, he is the living embodiment of chaos. But if there was one flaw that has followed him throughout his entire career, fight after fight, it's just how hittable he is in the opening minutes. I mean, he gets dropped in almost every first round. It happened against Iron Michael Chandler, Dustin the Diamond Poirier, just in the highlight, and though it was in the second round, Islam Makhachev. And I mean, the list just keeps going on and on and on. And when you're fighting someone like an Ilia El Matador Topuria, who's at his absolute deadliest when everything's fresh, then that's when we get into nightmare territory. And look, I used to believe that Ilia Topuria was the type of fighter to use round one in order to gather information. I mean, he did it against Alexander Volkanovski. Patient, measured, reading timing, and downloading data. But this time, it was completely different. There was no feeling out process, no testing the waters, and he came in dialed, sharp, and ready to throw from the opening bell. And that really tells you something huge about Ilia Topuria's growth. I mean, he's not out here just reacting anymore. He's dictating, and that evolution, that switch in approach, is what has taken him from elite contender to champion-level executioner. And again, let's look at this matchup. I mean, it wasn't an Alexander the Great, with his elite footwork, world-class cage IQ, and grade A perimeter defense. This wasn't even a Max Blessed Holloway, with his endless volume, iron chin, and masterclass boxing fundamentals. This was Charles Oliveira Charles do Bronx. Always moving forward, always engaging, and always there to be hit. It was quite literally the perfect storm, and like I said before the fight, if Charles Oliveira Charles do Bronx pressures recklessly like he usually does, then Ilia Topuria's timing as well as his ability to fire back with those tight counters could end things quickly. And that wasn't no take I made in hindsight. It was written bold before the fight was even happening, and that's exactly what we saw happen in the octagon. And even at the beginning of the fight, Ilia Topuria stuffed some of Charles' early takedown attempts and even stayed calm in their brief grappling exchange and even reversed do Bronx against the fence. And on the feet, just crisp technical boxing, tight efficient mechanics, and a sharp right hand followed by a picture-perfect left hook that wrapped a bow